In 1997, defensive tackle DeMarco Farr began his fourth season with the Rams by meeting their new head coach, a man who had crossed his path before.
Was he? I had one of my best games in college against Ohio State. Guess who the announcer was? Dick Vermeil. I won player of the game that day, so did Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson. So Dick, at the end of the broadcast, says, Big Daddy Wilkinson will be a future pro. DeMarco Farr, on the other hand, he's a great college player, too small for the pros.
Yeah, I think it was a fair, honest evaluation because, he was short. Too small to be a defensive tackle in the National Football League.
The giant defensive tackle that Vermeil preferred became the #1 overall pick in the following April's draft.
The Bengals have selected Dan Wilkinson, defensive tackle, Ohio State University.
In all, 37 defensive linemen were selected over 7 rounds, but not DeMarco Farr.
Each person that went by on that ticker screen, hey, I know that guy, hey, I know that guy, hey, that guy stinks, how did he get drafted? When the draft finally ended and no one called, I called my mother, maybe football's not going to be for me. She said, well, what are you going to do now? I said, Mom, I'm getting ready to go running. I'm going to run until I'm 200 pounds and I'm going straight to law school.
Before Farr could enroll, the still Los Angeles Rams offered a free agent contract. Farr came to Tinseltown with blockbuster expectations of the NFL. But with the Rams, all he found was a low-budget flop.
I just came from the University of Washington where everything is about football, everything is big, grand. Here's Rams Park in the NFL. It's an old elementary school. All the water faucets are about 3 feet high. I won't even go into the toilets, how low they were to the ground. That's where we worked. Nobody cared we were there. There was a Home Depot across the street. There was more activity going in there. We had about 3 fans that showed up.
Farr still felt like a fan in the 4th game of his rookie year, when he was called into duty against the Kansas City Chiefs.
So I'm running out there. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to make a play. I got to make a play. Get the defensive hole, get down in my 3-point stance, and I start hearing this, Black 59 Razor.
Black 59 Razor. Black 59 Razor.
I'm like, I know that voice. I look up, and there's Joe Montana. I still have his poster, in my basement. I'm looking up, and I go, do you know you're Joe Montana? This is right in the middle of a game. I asked him for his autograph. He looked at me like I was crazy. Are you crazy? I'm like, no, I want your autograph. After the game, I'll meet you right here.
Farr adjusted to life with the Rams in Los Angeles, but in the spring of 1995, that life changed.
I was sitting in my living room, and I remember seeing Georgia Frontiere on the television screen, and it says the Rams had just moved to St. Louis. And where's St. Louis? It was a heck of a transition for us. The weather was different. The people were different. They had a ticker tape parade. Do they know we only won 4 games last year?
In just his 2nd season, Farr moved into the Rams' starting lineup. He led the team with 11.5 sacks, and with every one, he grabbed a bigger share of the spotlight.
I am a big boxing fan, a big wrestling fan, so every time I make a sack, I figure I'm raising my own hand in victory. Here's this 6'1", 265-pound tackle that nobody wanted, standing on top of your quarterback. I win. Now, people are starting to notice me. So Rick Smith, who's our PR director, comes up and says, hey, they want to do a commercial with you. So, of course, I'm all over it. I'm excited. So instead of trying to be separate, I said, let's bring all the guys out to watch. What are they going to have you doing? I don't know. They want me to sit here and be tough. Sit here and look tough. So I give my best mean look. And
A little more with the hands. Give us a little more finger action. Yeah, rock your body. That's good.
Then they bring out this guy in a tight sailor suit or something.
Action.
Mr. DeMarco, the team sent me to work with you on some possible sack dances. When it comes to sack dances, I've taught all the greats.
He's trying to teach me how to do a laughing sack. And he's doing cartwheels. This is all in front of my teammates.
So what do you think?
And I'm thinking to myself, they want a mean football player, they got one now. That was like the start of me getting over not being drafted. Performing on the field, I knew I could do, but not being drafted hurt. It stuck with me. And I guess doing a commercial and people starting to notice was the first step in me getting over that.
That's it. You've got it.
Right.
Okay, cut.